How's everyone doing today? Hello, hello. How's the audio today, guys? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Is my voice cutting or something? Is everything working okay? You can hear me okay? Okay. That's good. And let's test with Fritz. Fritz, say hello.
Hello.
Can you guys hear Fritz?
Can anyone hear my gorgeous voice?
Yeah, smash that one button if you can hear us both, okay. Okay, it seems like everything is working. What is WL already? It's like they are already
We
asking
haven't
for
even
what?
started the stream.
Yeah, come on, guys.
We're just we're just warming up, and you're like, oh,
Ooh, wait a sec. It's like we haven't even started. Cool.
yes.
So everything is working now. Audio is working. So let's go. How many people do we have right now?
Let's go. Never doing that again.
We have 200. Shall we wait to the 300, or should we start?
Maybe if people was interested in join, I say we can get to 300 right away.
Yeah,
In
we are
like a
200
couple of
guys.
minutes. Come on.
Let's go to Discord. Let's bring people in from all BCs. Come on, guys. Help us.
Where's oh there they are. Okay, they're
Oh,
coming.
that. Yeah,
That's better.
that number is rolling,
Better.
but it stopped. Come on, guys. Give me at least 300. I mean, 300. That's where we were in the last AMA we did in Discord. So if this is Twitter plus Discord, we should be above 300. Come on. Yeah, there we go.
Yes. Okay. Now we are. Okay. I
Now
think we
we're
can
talking.
start.
Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, guys. So, hello. I am Chris G from the Collider team. And we have also here with us from Uruguay. I'm in Argentina, but he's in Uruguay. Live from Uruguay is our dear mod also in the Discord chat, Fritz. So a little bit of an introductions about ourselves. I'll let you start, Fritz. Introduce yourself.
Me?
You're the star today. Yeah, you're the star
Okay.
today.
Okay. Well, star. That's probably an overstatement. Um, some of you might know me. Some of you might not. So I am Fritz. I am from Uruguay. I am a game designer and developer. I'm working on Collider right now on the Mosh Pit, that little project that you seem to love so much. The one crying in the background is my little dog Zoe, which wants to be in the stream, but she can't develop an Unreal yet. I'm teaching her, so we'll have a new developer soon, which is going to be her. uh, and I've been working in gaming since 2012, approximately 2014. Being first an active hobbyist, then I started freelancing. I had a couple of small companies working on very specific markets. I started with VR. I worked like 6 years in VR doing VR gaming and being a consultant as well. Then I switched to freelancing, and I did some mobile gaming while freelancing and also some console gaming. And then it came the opportunity to create a very, very, very small studio here in Uruguay to do some targeted development for complex features in different projects and games. And then I joined Collider because they promised me fame and riches, and I have the fame because there's everyone here and I love them,
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
am in the process of getting the riches.
Well, Lambo, sir.
Well,
Well,
Lambo.
Lambo.
Well, Lambo. Absolutely. It's your
Okay.
turn now, Chris.
No, but talk about a little bit of your role here in the studio, because we
Oh,
heard your
that's
history
too.
and
Okay.
what you're doing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here in the studio, alongside Ivan, you have seen him too. We are the two seniors in the game development team. There you go, Zoe. They, we are the two seniors. Then there's Theo and Dicker, who are the juniors of the team. And my role is development of, let's say, a little more complex features, and basically also when it comes to the game design of the mosh pit. So everything you see flying, exploding, and just people blowing their heads off, that's probably done either by me or by Ivan. And we are basically the team that manages all that kind of stuff. Then we also provide support to the artists when they have some Unreal Engine related issues. And we also work in tandem with Chris sometimes when it has to do with pipeline and processes, and that's your cue.
That's not my cue. I'll mention one thing more about one more thing about Fritz. Fritz is an excellent writer, and he's been helping us
Oh,
with the announcements in Discord from day one. He's a he's a really creative guy. Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. And he invented Bob. If you are in our Discord, that's the brilliant mind of Fritz there, right there. Uh, so
Bob
yeah.
is a little bit of everyone because I've taken inspiration in so many things that have happened. You have no idea the things that we moderate every day.
I
You
know. Yeah.
absolutely have no idea. Chris does. Chris does because he shares the pain. But it's a great place to
Yeah,
be.
modding a 12K community is not an easy job, but yeah, we have great help from an amazing team of
Yes.
moderators and from our internal team also. So
Yes.
that's great.
Yes.
I'm gonna just talk a little bit about. So I initially studied character animation. I've been in the industry, in the VFX industry first, and then in the gaming industry. This is my first job in the gaming industry, and my career has been for the last, let's say, 16 years. I've been working in the industry for the last 16 years. My career started with 3D, with CGI at first, and then I slowly moved on to programming. So I am right now specialized in pipeline programming, which means giving the artists in our studio the tools they need to work a little bit easier, so that processes are not that hard to execute, and so that the project executes also on time and with all the required quality that you guys expect from us. So yeah, that's also my role in the studio. And from the Discord start, my team and I started also programming tools for our Discord. So all the bots, commands, and everything that you start seeing in the Discord from time to time, that's us working behind scenes. Bodo, Jesus, and Santi right there. Kudos to them. They work really hard to implement these tools for us to use. So that's it for the presentation. I think we can talk a little bit about what we're going to do today. So this is our Collider's game factory. This is an idea we started to develop during the week, and the idea is to show you guys a little bit of utility, let's say. Okay, does that sound good to you, Fritz? Are you okay with that, with the word? Okay, so the last time we talked about this in Discord, we made like an improvised AMA with the Tangle team. Fritz also was there, Lucia was also there, and also Julian. And we were talking about a little bit of the video that my pet hooligan posted and us, and we retweeted in our Twitter, because in that video you will see like the first hint of utility right there for the NFTs, for the characters that you will get, for the avatars that you will get with our NFTs. So that's utility right there. Why? Because you see one of our characters implemented by a completely different team. We just send them a file with well, a couple files to like, okay, there you go, you can use that and you can make whatever you want with it. And they did this incredible piece of animation and with this video with their characters interacting and whatnot. And well, that's utility right there. And we are going to go a little bit deeper into this kind of usage that we have for our avatars right here right now in this stream. So I'll handle the focus to Fritz. So yeah, we can start with our little game factory workshop. What do you say?
Are you sure you want to give me control?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about the dynamics here, just for a second, because I forgot to mention this. You guys can ask anything and everything you want from what we are discussing today. Let's keep it like to this subject, because if you go like, I don't know, to legal stuff, maybe I can give a little bit of a hint or something like that. But I am not the person to answer that questions, and Fritz is neither. So let's just keep it on subject. But you can ask everything and anything you want, and I'll interrupt Fritz from time to time with those questions. And if I can answer some of those, I'll try to answer also. So yeah, that would be it for me. Let's go, Fritz.
Okay, let's get rolling. As Chris was saying, we wanted to show how we can create some utility.
Let's chicos, pasamos a la pantalla de Fritz. There we go.
There we go. There we go. Can you see it? I think you can. Maybe not.
Can you see Fritz's screen? Let's smash that one button if you can see his screen. Or let's smash the 2 button if you can't see his screen. Yeah, there we go. I think. Is it there? Is it working for you guys now?
There we go. I was just checking Twitch. I think we are good to go. I really
ready.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Okay. Great.
Very cool.
Well, first of all, this is basically one of the templates that Unreal Engine 5. This is the Unreal Engine 5 version. This is one of the templates that you can create.
Shall we? I will make the first question.
Yes.
What is Unreal Engine? because we talked about this in the last AMA that we did for the Discord, but there is people here from Twitter that maybe don't know what's Unreal Engine.
That's a very good question.
Right.
Unreal Engine is a video game engine, a 3D engine that helps you render in real time different amounts of information that can be interactive and that you can use to create experiences. You can create movies, you can create clips, you can create a lot of things based on Unreal Engine. It's basically free to use with certain, let's say, restrictions, but you can download it from unrealengine.com. If you have the Epic Games Launcher, you have the Unreal Engine section where you can just choose the version you want to download and you can download it directly. Right now, we are using version 5.0, the second preview, which is the version that it's downloaded by default if you choose Unreal Engine 5. If you are not too, let's say, used to work with these kind of engines, basically what you do is you place different elements on a 3D world and you compose a scene. It's like composing a level. If you have played, let's say, Mario Maker, that's basically a level editor, but in 2D. Well, here
Hmm.
we are doing it in 3D. We are just creating different kinds of elements. For example, I have uh, a 3D model here, which is in the shape of a cube, and actually, in the cube is the prism, but you can just create them, duplicate them, you can put them in different places of level, you can rotate them. This is basically how you start creating scenes for any kind of project. Right now, we are on the game factory, so we are going to be talking about gaming. So here is how you create a level for a game.
Fritz, let me mention one thing that we have in our chat happening right now. So guys, there is people of our team right now in the Twitch chat. If you guys are not in our Discord, our team will be sharing some love with you, meaning passwords and the link to get to our server. So look out for those links. Look out for those passwords. You just have to go to our website. Is discord.cypher.collider.dg. Make sure you are in the correct website because well, we want you guys to be safe, and use that password there to redeem an invite to get to our Discord. Okay. Uh, Make sure you don't click on any link other than that, please. We want people to stay safe. Okay, that's it. Sorry, Fritz.
No, 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 no worries, no worries. And also, I don't forgive you. You interrupted me. That's rude. That's rude. Rude. So, going back to what we were talking about, here is where you create a level for your game, right? What we have been talking about, what Cypher basically is, and what we are doing at Collider, we want to give people the chance to take their Cypher and use it to make, for example, their own little games, their own little experiences. One of the plus points and one of the things that we have, let's say, that we are planning is, if you follow, um if this becomes a series, if you guys like it, just let us know. If we follow this, if this becomes a series and you start learning about different kinds of subjects in gaming, because we of course are going to be covering a lot of things, and it's not going to be me, other guys from the team are going to be around as well, which is the idea. uh, you could end up learning game development, making your own little games, and then you probably are minting your cipher, and then you say, okay, I'm going to get my cipher into the little game that I made.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
basically our idea.
yeah, there's one thing there. That's like we are going to focus on gaming right now. Like our focus in this workshop, in this particular workshop, will be gaming, but the uses, the possible uses that this has go far beyond that. Like for example, for content creation, if you are a streamer, if you want to stream with your avatar from the Cypher collection, you will be able to do that. And our content creators right now are so like used to deal with all the tools like likes and microphones and sound cards and whatever, and the cameras and complicated setups, that you'll see, like you'll find the setup to use, for example, this technology to do your own streams will be like a piece of cake. It won't be like immediately easy, but you will be able to use your avatars in this way. So this is not only for gaming. We will be focused on gaming right in this stream, but we have a lot of uses for our avatars.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was just tinkering with a couple of things because I'm a very, very, very
Please
anxious
go ahead.
person. And okay, uh, here, as Chris said, it can be used for a lot of things. And just consider what Chris mentioned when the stream started. And if you weren't around, I'm going to repeat that. The clip in My Pet Hooligan used one of our ciphers, and that was not technically making a game itself. They were just using that cipher to create a little animation.
Mhm.
And that's the power that also Unreal Engine provides. It's a platform that has evolved from its, let's say, gaming roots into a lot of industries. Right now, if you want to create your first Unreal Engine project, you will be created by a wizard that has a couple of sections, and one of those is gaming. And then inside gaming, you have a lot of templates. Right now, we are using the third-person template because we want to be able to just create our character, move it around the world, and then start doing some crazy stuff, right? If you were paying attention to Twitter, you might have seen that we had something very similar to this right here, which was a sphere, a ball that was just being absolutely shot at these, let's say, bricks right here, which were going anywhere right now. So that's basically using the build out of the box physics that Unreal Engine provides, right?
Mhm.
There's systems about physics here are simulated, so you can actually enable them without much hassle. Right now, for example, I am going to create. First thing you need to know is when you create a level, you need to know where your character is going to appear when you're going to start playing. So there's this little guy over here, which is called a player start. That's your starting point in the level, right? If you don't have a player start, then Unreal is going to try and locate the character in the best possible place, which usually is when you come and hit play right here, this big play button, green button play, which is calling you with its colors. If you hit play, then the character is going to appear where your camera is. Otherwise, if you already have a character put in the level, you have to say to Unreal, hey, I want to use this guy. But if you use one of these, then Unreal is going to just take the class that you have configured as a character, which we get later to that. But then your character is going to appear there, right? So I am going to take one of these boxes. I'm going to put it right here, right in front of the character, right? If I hit play, something very cool is going to happen, which is, who is this guy? Does anyone know who is this guy? Who this
Have
guy
you
is?
seen it?
Just take a look at him. Take a look
Yeah,
at
have
him.
you
As he
have you
has,
guys seen it in Twitter maybe?
probably they should have. They should have seen it, probably. So one of the things is, if I walk right into this box, I can
Wait,
push
it's
it around.
he's walking. He's walking. That's like already impressive.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Do you want to know the most impressive part? This guy right
course.
here was easy to import into the project. And basically, it's using the same structure that our ciphers are going to use.
Okay, that's interesting.
So
How easy was it?
it
Like,
was as
be honest
easy-
with us.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. The only difficulty that you might encounter, and I am not going to call it a difficulty because everything is going to be compatible with that, is right now one of the biggest features that Unreal Engine was including and that Epic revealed 1 year ago, approximately, maybe a little more, was the MetaHumans. Everyone wanted to have a MetaHuman back in the day. Everybody wanted to have one. The online editor was invitation only. Now it's very much accessible from everywhere. And when you create a MetaHuman, you can import it into Unreal Engine. But then what do you do with a MetaHuman, right? There's a lot of things that are happening for MetaHuman right now, and a lot of animations coming their way, and a lot of resources coming their way. The good thing is our ciphers are compatible with MetaHuman.
What a coincidence that it's called a MetaHuman. No, it's like close to the Metaverse somehow.
Maybe. I think
What a coincidence! Like since Twin Sweeney talked about this, yeah.
You're too smart for us. We don't deserve you. We absolutely don't deserve you.
What a coincidence, man.
I'm pretty sure it was an absolute coincidence. Absolutely not. I wouldn't give it too much thought.
So we're making this. I mean, this is you're saying that this is compatible with MetaHuman,
Yes.
with the MetaHuman platform. Okay.
Yes. Because when you have a character, you can use that character as something that you can put into your, let's say, a character, right? But you have a 3D model, which inside, to be able to move, to run, to jump, to move itself, whatever, it's animated. And for a model to be animated, it needs to have a skeleton, right? The same way that we have a skeleton as we do. Let's just
So let's bring this to the real world. If you
Yes.
need if you have a puppet, you need strings to move that puppet, like something to move the puppet, right? So
Yes.
in the digital world, in the Unreal Engine world, and many other CGI applications, you need what's called a rig. That's like a skeleton that moves the actual model,
Yes.
and it actually looks like he has some bones going around.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And as while you were explaining that, I was just showing with what is the blueprint of our character. What is a blueprint? Blueprint is, let's say, a visual scripting language that Unreal Engine supports and provides, that basically allows us to, let's say, the main use it has, it's giving us a very good starting point to mix assets, which could be pictures, images, characters, sounds, whatever, to be able to connect those with the code that we make for a game, right?
Okay, so when you say it's visual, it's because it's a little bit easier to learn.
Yes, basically because what you have right here, and I'm going to use another one, which is probably better to explain this. I made this little catapult here, this little launcher, which has exactly this. This is a very, very, very simple blueprint implementation, right? It's called visual scripting because you visually create the blocks of code that you want to be executed, and then you just connect them.
Yeah, you just plug one after the other and create like a logic.
Yes, and it's a logic that it's somehow readable. It's far more approachable than just good
coding
code.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
definitely. If you're a programmer, you're probably going to hate Blueprint at first, and then it's going to be an acquired taste. It happens to the best of us. And in my case, was no different. My case was absolutely no different. At first, Blueprint was like, yes, that's cool, but I like to code. I am a C++ guy. You know me, Chris. I like my code. But Blueprint becomes sort of a very, very good way to make quick prototyping. If you want to prototype a feature in a game, you can probably just try a couple of things and you can do them in Blueprint, because you can just drag some of these boxes, connect them, and just predict or try to simulate what would that feature be. For example, I made this catapult because I wanted something to shoot something. That was just the premise. I need something to shoot another thing. So I created a blueprint, which is as simple as coming into your content browser or your content drawer, which is called in Unreal Engine 5. If you were using 4, it will be the content browser, which is the default place where everything is in the project. Then you have the content drawer here. You can do the right button or add any of those, and you have blueprint class. And then that's your starting point to creating blueprints. Right here, it was just a blueprint class that was an actor. Every single one of these, we are probably going to cover them in future editions. We might mention them, but we are going to cover them in future editions. But right now, I created an actor, which basically is the starting point. An actor is something you can put in a scene. Unreal Engine works with a metaphor that a game is, for example, a play. You have actors and you have a scenario. Everything that can be placed in a scenario is an actor. It's like when you were in school or high school, and if I'm reliving anyone's trauma, I apologize in advance. But
Yeah, I think
yeah, I think I'm going to do, but
you're
whatever.
going to a dark place right now.
I'm going
We,
into very dark places right now, so that's a warning. If you were the kid that couldn't act and you needed to be on the play, then they gave you a couple of branches to hold, and you were a tree in the background. Well, you were an actor, yes, but you were holding those branches there. You were doing absolutely nothing, though your mother was clapping you. You were the best tree on the play, absolutely. But you were just holding that. So you are an actor, but you're a tree, right? You represented a tree. So right here, I have an actor that, according to his mother, he's the best cube in the scene, of course. But this little guy here is an actor, which is a cube, right? Why is it a cube? Because I'm telling Unreal the model, the 3D model that I want you to show for this guy is a cube. And it's right here on the details panel.
Mhm.
I select different things, and I can probably just change it to something different. Now I just created the frame of a beautiful platform, which we are going to take a look later and soon enough. So this cube right here, the only thing that has going on for him is he's a cube and he can simulate physics, as we were talking earlier. How can you do that? You come here and you say, I want this to simulate physics.
Uh-huh.
And I can just say the kind of mass that it has.
So you're just like playing God right there. Like,
Yes. Yes, we are.
yeah.
Basically, we can create and destroy things. So I have this cube right here, and if I hit play, since it's simulating physics, it's going to fall.
Nice.
But if I just disable simulate physics, it does absolutely nothing. It's completely static.
Mhm.
So this is what you would have, for example, for your floor, the walls, well, maybe trees, something like that. Things that you are not going to be moving in your game, in your level, they're not going to be simulating physics. So they are going to be static, right? This little thing here, I'm going to just give it back its physics, and I'm going to just decrease the mass instead of this, let's say 10, so it has less mass. So now I can kick it, and since it has way less mass, let's say I'm going to put here, and I'm going to give it a little bit more of how this thing works. So right here, I have the mass, which is 10, but I'm going to say this is now like 1 ton, right? So I basically can't kick it the way that I kicked it before. But I can shoot that sphere right there and break everything. That wasn't voluntary, but it looks very cool.
That's nice.
That looks very cool. So I am going to reduce this to, for example, 1. And then I'm just going to come running and boom.
Oh. Okay, so you're making this like a completely interactive scene somehow.
Yes.
Like our character is reacting to the environment.
Exactly. And then I can build environments with different 3D models and start building from scratch slowly but sure. What we usually do when we work with environment is the first thing that you need to know when designing a game and when thinking a game is pen and paper still works, and it works wonders. First of all, think about where your character is going to be, and then you can draw a little draft about your level, how it's going to be, the first structure. And then you create something like this, which in the technical term is called a blockout. A blockout of a level is you're going to just use basic geometry shapes like cubes, cones, spheres to think how your level is going to be navigated. And one of the cool things is that if you have your character, you can start measuring how those things relate to your character.
So maybe
If
they are too big for it to for him to interact with the things that you're
exactly,
planning to. Okay.
yes, I am building a room, and for example, I am using this as a wall, and when I hit play and see this, it's like, okay, unless we are making a game about Gulliver, this is too small. So we need to crank it up a little. This actually looks like a wall. This looks like a wall. So
Mhm.
I can just, okay, thank you, get out of the way. And right here, it's just, if we take a look at what we have here, we have one wall, the very same wall on the other side. I mean, the very same 3D model. These are obviously two separate walls, but they use the same model. That's another interesting thing. You can have one model and reuse it a lot of times, which is preferred to having one item for everything, because that's going to actually eat more memory than Chrome on a bad day. We all
Mhm.
know how Chrome likes RAM, so this is going to do basically the same. We have a third wall, which has a little hole in the middle, like this. And then we just have pieces of the door. This is basically how it is built. We have a door, a frame, and a wall. We get them all together and we are creating a room. I can also come here and say, okay, look, I want to have a ceiling on this room, so I am going to copy this one. If you hold the Alt key and do this, you can duplicate an existing actor. If you have one that you need and you want to use it again, that's amazing. So I can just come here and create one of these. But oh,
There we
it,
go. We
it,
have a roof.
we have a roof, but it doesn't cover everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what if I told you that I can have this cube, or that I can have this wall, or I can have this ramp, and I can change their sizes?
Mhm.
That's because when you put something on a 3D space, there are three things that you need to like burn with fire into your subconscious. I am not literally asking you guys to just burn your brains with fire. That's unhealthy and quite dangerous, so don't do it.
Mhm.
But the three things that we are using when putting something in 3D is a location, which is
But
where it is.
there's one interesting question from the audience here in the chat,
Yes.
Fritz. It says, how how does this work, or how does this help build the metaverse?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. That's a deep one too.
It's like we are right now we are seeing the building blocks for what a metaverse could be, and this is just like a block, or like a layout, like a little sketch of what the metaverse could be. We in the metaverse won't have like simple cubes, you know. It's just like we are using this as an example of how we work to set up environments and to give them the correct scale and everything. But this technology, the technology behind Unreal Engine and the MetaHumans and everything, is the technology that we think will rule the metaverse. That's like the basic building blocks for the metaverse, and we are connected to that. Like we are building on top of that, right?
Every single project starts like this in some
Mm-hmm.
way.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just trying to find out how proportions work, and then you have your artists start doing the things that are going to populate those areas. right? That question was like 5 minutes ahead of what I was going to do next. So bear with me a couple of minutes. We're going to talk about location, rotation, and scale, which is very important because in 3D, location is where you put something, rotation is somehow where it is looking,
Mm-hmm.
and rotate an object basically in any way that I want in those three axes, X, Y, and Z, whatever of those. Let's bring it back to what it was. And the third element is the scale. I can change the scale of this little thing, and now the ceiling makes much more sense because it covers everything. And I have created like a cute little house, something like that. Let's just do this right here, and then I can bring it to the front. And then we have this. We have a little roof right there, and this scale works better. It doesn't mean that you need to have the same object with the same scale. They can have different sizes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with this, we are just building a room, and as you can see, it's dark in here.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically because the lights are being simulated as well. They're being calculated in real time, not simulated,
What,
like calculated.
where is the light coming from right now?
The light is coming from this little body right here, which is a directional light,
Uh-huh. That
which
simulates like the sun because that
like
looks like
the
a sun.
sun. Exactly. Every
Okay.
single one of these little things looks like something, and it's going to remind you of something, and that's because the guys at Epic Games thought, okay, think about this light as something that represents the sun. I have
Yeah.
other kinds of lights that I can use, for example, inside here. But let's just take a look at what happens if I come here and I use my Dragon Ball like strength to kick that cube into oblivion. And then I move that. As you can see,
Oh.
this is
Wait,
simulating.
wait. Did you just shoot a ball to that wall?
Yes, I did. I absolutely did. I created
Okay,
that little
guys,
blueprint.
pay attention to this because this is actually fun.
This is just simulating physics. We are not doing anything fancy, but
Okay.
it's very quick to implement.
It's
And
not fancy for you, maybe, but you're playing with God right now.
but it's super fun to just destroy things. Okay.
Okay.
Remember, if anyone played The Sims, they are going to understand this. We're all sociopaths in some way because we all did something to The Sims that we used, right? We all did. Don't say you didn't. You are not better than us. We all did. And sometimes we do this with our games as well. The amount of times that we have broken things in the mosh pit and we have just made characters fly away with explosions just because we can. That's a lot. That's a lot. So right here, what I am doing is I am giving an order to an actor in this level, which can't be seen because it doesn't have a representation. What it just does is it takes that sphere right there and then smacks them as hard as I smack people on Discord with the ban hammer when they misbehave. They smack it just as hard,
Yeah.
and it makes that ball
Like
go
like people
kaboom.
that is rude with each other and that kind of
Yes,
thing. Yeah.
absolutely. If you
That's
are
our
rude,
hammer right there.
that's our hammer right there. So this right here is this blueprint catapult that I was mentioning before.
Mm-hmm.
And this catapult, this actor, what it has is two elements, basically. If you come to the viewport right here, you are not going to see much because we don't have a 3D model. And that's okay. We want this guy just to be able to do something. We want to give it an order. So it has to do
Mm-hmm.
something. What we have is this little box here, which we are going to use as a trigger. A trigger is a volume that is at some point of level, and you can do things when you enter that volume or you get out of that volume. For example, if you played some games that had cutscenes, that cutscene has to fire off at some point. You probably entered a home in that game or a village or whatever, and then a cutscene starts playing. There's probably a trigger right there, a little 3D volume that is waiting for a character to step on it. So, I entered this volume. Okay, I'm going to play this cutscene. I am using the very same thing here. Again, we are just using concepts and things that you can already use on a AAA game and are used on AAA games. But it's as simple as this. As simple once you start use it, of course, and I'm very sure every one of you watching can do this. You absolutely can. And of course, this is a good time to
It looks easy. I mean, it doesn't look that complicated. You just activated a couple switch and that's it.
Yes. This is a good moment to mention that we have a game development channel on the Discord.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, absolutely. And Fritz is there all the time. I mean, all our team, all our staff is on the Collider Discord. So if you guys want to make questions, like more deeper questions about this, you can absolutely go to our Discord channel, our Discord game dev channel, and ask there also.
In fact,
of course, I also have some questions already from the audience, but yeah. So sorry to interrupt you.
No. I already told you never interrupt me. And no. Okay, going back to that. I highly encourage every single one of you who wants to get into this world to download Unreal Engine. Once the stream is over, just download the engine, follow the stream again, take a look at the things that we are doing right here, and you can build your own catapult. Okay, that's a very good starting point. So what we are doing right now is this volume is going to make that little sphere go flying away. It's going to just punch it, smack it with the banhammer. How do we do that? We need another components that are here. I just give add box collision, and that's going to create this box. And then I'm going to do add radial force. This radial force
sounds fancy.
It's linked to the physics that we were talking earlier, right?
Okay.
So this radial force right here, it has a radius because it's radial. It has a radius. So if I change the radius from 50 to 200, you can see that this sphere is bigger. This
sphere is representing a force, like a field of something called force.
Right. It's like a force field when you just do something. For example, think of this sphere as a Jedi, which is just pushing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had in mind. Yeah.
yes. That's this sphere is freaking Yoda. Okay, he's like, repulsive you must be. And
that's one other talent that you showed us right there.
I love to do voices. Yes.
And by the way, Ted is not here today, guys. We're really sorry, but Ted is feeling a little bit like he has a little bit of a flu.
So he's still hangover from last Friday.
Yeah, well, if you say so, we didn't want we didn't
want to just call him out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Ted. Okay. Yes, he has the flu. That flu that gives that comes with alcohol. That kind of flu. Okay. Going back to this, we have our sphere of force. Let's just, instead of radial force, let's just call it, I'm going to just come right here and say rename, which you can rename with the F2 key, just like in Windows when you want to rename a file. So you can use it here. And I'm going to say the force. So this is the force, right? We just repel things. And this input strength, it's a degree of how strong that impulse is going to be. Okay, so I am using a very large number. Let's just make it absurdly larger, because that's what we do. And
People is saying that they want the rest of the stream with Yoda voice. That's going to be really hard on your throat.
I set myself up for that one, right?
yeah, it's
I
like
absolutely shoot myself in
you
the
call for that. Yeah.
So this force, this is
actually, they're asking for even more voices from you.
more voices.
It's like, yeah.
Okay, I am just going to be dropping them at random points during the rest of the stream.
So, okay, so you guys better pay attention to what we are talking about first.
You must pay attention.
Yeah.
So this force now has an absurd, a ridiculous, huge impulse strength. So let's see what happens to our little sphere once we.
Whoa. Wow! But where did that go, man?
That I don't know. Maybe Narnia. It's around Narnia right now. Wardrobe and everything, like just right. Yeah. So and there goes the sphere as well. That's because
what?
Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Goodbye.
Okay. Yeah.
Here we go with this. Boom. It goes.
It's just so fast, man. Yeah.
It goes so fast, in fact, that this is causing a bug right here. The sphere is just going through.
Yeah. So it's not colliding with the wall.
It's going so fast that Unreal doesn't have it can't calculate the collision, because you have the wall here and the sphere does this from frame to frame. So it actually never overlaps. So it's going so fast that it's happening that. Let's take a look at that again.
What should we do about that? Like,
just get like this and boom.
Boom. And just too fast.
On this stratosphere. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to at least. Okay, first I am going to try not to destroy my workflow and my Unreal editor, and we are going to come back to the previous value here, which was something around here. Did I just really put like 5 million force? I'm a psychopath. So right now, there we go. Right now it works again. And what we want to do is this force is going to search for any object simulating physics inside, and it's going to apply that force. That means that I can bring these cubes as well, for example, here, and if I come around here, well, it actually does a couple of extra things, but I need to move this because when you put two actors, actually, I keep saying actors, I'm sorry. When you put two actors too close and they overlap like this, it's like the physics are going to try to just repel each other, because you can't overlap these two things. It's like if you want to put something inside of something that it doesn't fit, it's just like that. So let's just get it right here. So I can hit play and I can come here, and then the force is applied.
Yeah.
But this one didn't have any force applied, because probably this is not going to apply a force to. Yeah, it doesn't get to apply too much of a force or something that is actually meaningful. Plus, let me check, it's simulating physics and it has the correct mass. Okay, let's add a little more of mass. Let's just say 10 right here. And I'm going
so you're playing God again. It's like you're reducing the cube's weight, basically.
Yes. And then I am just making it smaller like this.
Okay.
I'm going to put it here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come here, and there we go.
There we go. Yeah.
We have the impulse applied to both things. I want to just now, for example, I'm going to just move this here and put the cube where the sphere was, and see if we can use this catapult with the cube. Um, yeah, I think I broke everything up. Let's just do what we do when we make some mistakes. This is one cool feature that Unreal Engine has that the real life doesn't, which is undo. Can't undo your mistakes in real life.
Yeah.
Uh, I wish I had a Ctrl Z for a couple of things, but sometimes you don't. That's just how it works. So we're just going to go back here. Oh, okay, that's it. There we go.
So
Now
that's
we
the metaverse. You can also undo
the
things.
metaverse for you guys. So boom, we have broken these things again. How do we do it? Okay, let's go back into the force and see how we did this. The first thing is we're going to use this node, which is called uncomponent begin overlap. What's a component? You have them here. We have the box. Let's call it the trigger of the catapult. And begin overlap means when you start to enter the area defined by that cube, right? You're just overlapping. You're on top, inside that cube. So as soon as that happens, I am going to start executing some code, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is, who is the other actor? Every single actor has a class. A class is a programmation concept that it's like an abstract representation of something. So right here, what we want is the class of the actor that walked in, and we're going to ask if it's a character. Basically, these two nodes, what they are doing is, okay, an actor entered this area, right? So the trigger is activated.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me the class of that actor, which I am asking what type of actor entered, right? So I connected to the test class of the class is child of node, which is going to ask, hey, this test class is a, for example, here you search character and I'm going to use character. That means that any kind of character entering that area is going to say, oh, yes. It's going to return true or false, yes or no.
So in a way, it's like we are like defining the rules of our own world in here.
Exactly.
Okay.
With blueprints and with coding, what you do is to give instructions to all the actors of your world on what they should do. You're just bringing things to life. So, if this actor is a character, that means that it happens when, remember, the cube is right here in front of the sphere. I am a character. I am a very handsome crash dummy. I come running into this area, and then something happens. What happens is that I'm going to use a branch node. With a branch node, what asks is this true or is this false? Because we can only have two answers here. It either is a character or it isn't. Yes or no? So if it is true, yes, it's a character. We're going to get, we can just redo this. We're going to get the force and bring it right here again. You can just drag and drop a reference to the force. And then from this little thing here, this is called a node. These are nodes in Blueprint. Every single one of these is a Blueprint node. And these little sockets right here are properties or results or data that you're going to be passing around from node to node. So I have the force, and what I want to do is to tell the force to apply that impulse that I defined right here. So I am going to say fire impulse. With this connected to true, what I'm telling this whole actor is, in natural language, in English, is when an actor enters this trigger, which is that area, that volume in the world, if you step on this, if you are a character, for example, our crush dummy,
Yeah.
if you effectively are, then the force cast for you is, then bam, the impulse is fired.
Okay.
That's basically how we built this catapult so fast. It's just a
Mhm.
couple of nodes, you connect them, and you start giving rules to those actors. Now, another cool thing that I have for you to show you is there's one very interesting resource that Unreal has, and we're going to start all these kind of resources. We're going to start sharing them on our game development channel after.
Yeah.
Find them very, very, very fast on the Unreal Engine marketplace. Also available on the Epic Games Launcher. There is one project which is free. Epic gave it for free, which is called Unreal Engine Hour of Code. It's basically a crash course on how to do a couple of things with a level, and it has a very, very, very cool environment already prepared. We have seen the basics
Okay.
on how to prepare an environment right here, and this goes with that question that, well, how is this helping us build the metaverse? Well, we have the building blocks of the metaverse, and once you define everything, you just come here and you get something like this. I'm going to open this new world. Let's just give Unreal, and there we go. We
Okay.
have a huge world ready to be used. And the best
Wow.
thing is that our little and humble dummy, which has the same skeleton than MetaHuman, and
Mhm.
that Unreal Engine directly, just with a couple of animations, we can hit play.
So you're saying we didn't make this world? Oh, okay.
And here it
This
is.
is actually available for everyone but because Epic made it available for everyone, right?
Yes, this is available for everyone.
Okay.
This world is available for everyone.
And our little crush dummy is playing within this world. So this is the
Yes,
metaverse, guys. This is the
yes,
building blocks of the metaverse. This is
yes,
compatibility with anything and everything that you guys can imagine. It's like the imagination is the limit, and well, we know imagination has no limit.
yes, absolutely. So basically, what happens here is we have a completely different world made by Epic, and that's important because we didn't make it. We just downloaded this project. We have it here,
Mhm.
and then we just drag and drop our character here, and it works. It basically works.
And you guys will be able to do that yourselves with the NFT avatar that you'll get after the minting.
Yes,
So
because
this is
it's
because the underlying, yeah, exactly, the underlying technology that we're using for these avatars is exactly the same that you're seeing right here right now, live in Fritz screen.
yes. So I am going to just
There is one question here that is like a little bit specific, but um, it says, "Are you gonna use Quixel Megascans for the assets and environment?" So for everyone to know, Quixel's Megascans is a set of scanned assets from real life. That's a small company that Epic acquired some time ago, and those can be used within Unreal Engine to build worlds from real life scanned assets. Like, for example, I don't know, trees, rocks, whatever you can imagine. Like they've done a great job with scanning things, and they are like really high quality. You can build worlds from those mega scans to build whatever you can imagine in Unreal, right?
absolutely, yes. In fact, we use them as well. We use them
That's
as well.
right. That's right. Yeah, we are using some mega scans for the mosh pit. You guys
Yes.
might have seen those around in some of the other AMAs?
We use a lot of mesh guns because they have a very high quality
Hmm.
and they are geared to be with that kind of quality and to be able to tinker with them and to use them, mix them. There's a lot of things that can be used. And
And
yes,
and there is a direct integration between Quixel Megascans and Unreal right now. It's like you just have
yes,
to click like import Unreal and that's it.
yes, yes. And even now, one thing that they have done is you can do it right here. On Unreal Engine 5, the Quixel content is built in let's do this. The bridge for Quixel is built in Unreal Engine. So
Hmm.
in Unreal Engine 5, you can just
So,
do
so
this.
look at those assets. It's crazy.
Look at all this. And all this is free to use if you're using Unreal Engine,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
So
you can guys build that. You can build whatever you can
take a
imagine,
look at this. Just
and
just
our avatars will be able to interact with all of this.
yes, absolutely. And this is a 3D asset.
Hmm.
So that means that this rock can be just drag and drop into this project, just like that. And the good thing is that you don't need a secondary software because the bridge is now integrated inside Unreal when it
Cool. Okay.
in Unreal Engine 5. So it's even simpler
Hmm.
because you don't
Yeah.
need, you're not working with
With two
plugins, you're not
applications.
working
Yeah.
with, yes, no, it's everything inside the engine.
Hmm.
So basically what we have here is the potential to use this character, which one last thing that I want to show you guys is we have our crush dummy and we have been talking about skeletons and whatever. We have never actually shown how a skeleton looks like, right? When you
Yeah.
open your character, you can see here
This is Crash Dummy right there, guys.
crush dummy right there. He
Yeah.
comes to
Well,
say
welcome.
uh, that was very unfortunate. Um, he's coming here to say hello,
Yeah.
and he's right there. Just
Look at those
I
textures, man. It's like
I simply can't believe the the amount of detail that
yeah.
guys right there
It's just crazy,
can
man.
create, and I simply can't believe the amount of work that certain assets had. And even take a look at that. Take a look at that beautiful tattoo right there. Right? That's amazing. Are we allowed to show this up close? I think I'm going to just go out. So the dummy is ready to crash. So um, this is basically the skeleton of a character. Those things that you see there are the bones. We can drag one of those bones and start tinkering with them. And as you can see, the character moves. An
So
animation,
that's like the representation of the skeleton of a digital skeleton right there.
yes, yes. And we can play God, as you say, and do something like this, which is
Oh,
painful to see.
yeah, that's painful. Yeah.
But yes, but but basically you need to have some constraints while working with animations and the movement because you can break it.
Yeah.
So animation basically what is all of these movements done on a split second because each frame has its own animation data. Just think about a game as a movie,
Mhm.
but the fact of it being real time means that every frame of that movie you are calculating it beforehand. It's not pre-made. When you
Mhm.
had a movie, you can see you have the photograms and you have like, for example, 60 photograms per second, but those are pre-made. You just show them in quick succession and that gives the illusion of movement.
Yeah, that's something that I really wanted to mention here in this AMA because there's been like some confusion on the community and with other projects. Like, if you guys see a render that's static and it looks like all glowing around, but you can't like spin around the character or something like that. That has like most probably a good deal of Photoshop on top of it. and that's how movies are made. Actually, if you pre-render something, like let's say a frame in a movie can take something up to like 24 hours to render. So you are 24 hours with some computers rendering something. Then you take that render to Photoshop, and then you just or to some other compositing application, and you just tweak the look of it to make it look like way better. Okay, but that's not what we are doing here. What you see here, it's real time. So the quality that we are aiming for, it's real time. It's not pre-rendered stuff. That's really different from what other projects are doing. Why? Because you can see the quality right there alive in like, yeah, exactly what you just said, like real time. It's not like we can't use this in a game. We are seeing the quality right there. Our assets are prepared to build worlds for real time things, like for real time streams, like for games, like for VR experiences, you name it. These assets are different because they're optimized and like, yeah, like think in a way that they work for this real-time technology. They are performing assets. They are just not like super crazy heavy assets that won't work, and you have to wait like for an entire day for them to render. You are seeing the character right here right now, and Fritz is moving it because that's prepared to look well, like, to look really good on a real-time engine.
Absolutely. That's why I wanted to show the skeleton as well, because that confusion has been going for a long time.
Yeah.
Uh, Basically, because most of the projects offer static versions, and then nobody has ever actually seen an avatar that you can.
I think we lost Fritz. Yeah, guys, I think we lost Fritz. Okay, so let me go with a couple of questions here because I think we lost Fritz connection. So we had another question from the audience that said, "I have a question from Andrea. Andrea, women in NFT. I have a question. In the future, we will have the fully 3D character as the NFT because from the last AMAs, I understood that when we mint, we will get the PFP collider. I think this is because of the bladder, right? So the first thing we're aiming for is the PFP collider. I mean, the the NFT, it's a representation of data that we were going to use to give you guys access to even more things over time. So the first thing that you are going to get is actually the PFP character, basically a 3D render image of your asset with all of the avatar, with all the assets that belong to you. Then when we start like launching the application, like for example the visual wallet, the mosh pit and whatnot, then you'll have access with that token. You'll have access to the 3D asset itself. Okay, so I can't say like when that's going to happen, but I can say that's going to happen like in stages, because then the first thing we're going to give you guys is the PFP that you are already used to, but you know that there is real 3D data behind scenes because we just showed you that. We were just showing you that data right here, right now, live in the stream. So there is another question from Tassi Tiger 100. Can you use this platform for mobile games, for mobile phone games? Absolutely, yes. Unreal Engine is used to develop mobile games also, and that's another thing that I wanted to also talk about that, because making a model, I come from the VFX world. Making a model folder for VFX, like to look good in a movie, is a little bit different than making a model for a game. Why? Because you have to optimize things, like I said just before, to work in real time. Okay, so if you have to optimize things to work in real time, you have to really take into account a lot of stuff. Like the models are yeah, well, modeled in a completely different way than what the VFX movies do. Okay, so that's one important thing you guys need to know. And the other thing is, when we give you the access to these avatars, we will eventually give you also access to the different level of detail models. That's what we call them in games. That means that the same avatar will be usable in a mobile phone, like the one I have here. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, we use the same base model, but we have to like optimize it to run on on a completely different platform, like say a mobile phone, because a mobile phone that doesn't have the equipment to render the same things that a computer do. Okay, so in a computer you have like a high-end card maybe, or maybe not so high-end, but if you have a high-end card, well, the better the better the avatar will look. If you have a mobile phone, we have to like reduce a little bit of the, let's say, the detail in the model, but it will look almost exactly the same in your phone than in your computer. So we will do that eventually, and your token will give you access to that because we know how to do it basically. So your token is like a key for us, a key that will give you access layer by layer to different things. Please tell me how to learn how to model a school, and is it possible to join your team? That's a question from Atika 228. How to model a school? Well, you just have to study like nobody. I mean, these guys here really love what they do. They are not only here like studying art and studying anatomy and like going really deep into what they do. They really invest their lives into art. So the way you get to that point, from my point of view, is just like practice and practice. There was a saying that somebody used to have that said, you have to draw 10,000 bad drawings before making a good one. So yeah, you have 10,000 things to do before making a good model, let's say. Let's see if we have other questions from the audience. We had some from Twitter. Ivano47 is asking, will we have a chance to test the beta? I think you will, guys. You maybe, let's say this. I think you guys will maybe, even some of you will get the chance to maybe, let's say, test the alpha version of this. I won't promise anything because I am not allowed to promise anything, but maybe some of you guys will have access to an alpha of our visual wallet and our game. Who knows? Who would like to do that? Who would like to have access to our application a little bit earlier than anyone? Serpento asks, is the game planned to be done after the visual wallet or before? So actually the work on both applications is happening. I mean, the application, I call the applications because they are, for me as a programmer, they are both applications. So the game and the visual wallet are currently being developed by different teams. So they are part of the the bigger development team here, but they are happening right now, like both of them. It's not like one is taking priority over the other. The visual wallet does have some functionality that we really need to make this like easy to implement and use for other games. So yeah, that's one thing that you guys have to keep into account. But yeah, that's it. Fritz is back, I think.
They wanted to stop me.
Yeah.
They can't stop me because this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going again.
Okay, Fritz is back. I was just answering some question from the audience.
Precious. It's my precious thing.
Oh, there we go. Some Gollum. How many? Oh, I'm having a hard time scrolling to the chat because it's going crazy. How many? Let me look into this thing. My main goal in life is to get the sci-fi world. Yeah. Okay. Go for it. Work hard for it, guys. I have not been in university for 1 month because of NFTs. I don't know if that's actually good.
I don't condone that kind of attitude. I think you need to
It's,
study.
yeah, it's like you really need to get your way in life, man. You need to keep studying.
Yeah.
Let's see who else have some interesting questions about what we're talking about. I'm having a really difficult time scrolling to these.
There must be a lot of questions right there.
Please, Gollum, say Nacho. Hi, Nacho. Gollum.
I'm going to start charging for these things, but
I'm not sure.
They point.
okay. That's it. I just said. Everyone is asking me to say their names. Okay. I'm going to start my own Patreon for that. No, I'm joking. Fritz does voices.
Okay. So, if you had a question, please repeat it because it's really hard to scroll to the chat. Otherwise, we'll just move on to the next thing in our little AMA. I think we can move on, right?
Yes. Yes, if you guys have any kind of question that we haven't covered right now, drop them by the Game Developer chat in the server.
How long does it take to master this skill? So that's why we're talking about this. It's not that hard. Like you really, I mean, there are a lot of resources, and Epic has done a really good job of like building education resources for all of you guys to learn this stuff. And as you saw it, like you can really bring any kind of environment and play with your avatars right there. So it's not like you have to learn to model and you have to learn to like texture. You can use things that are already in the Unreal Engine marketplace. So you don't have to build anything from scratch, really. You can use things that other people have built for you, and your avatar, of course. What will be the minimum system requirements for the game? I don't think lower models can run the game. So that's where that's why I mentioned this thing with the mobile and the computer difference. We make things to work with different like system specs. So if you have a higher end like video card, well, that's good because then you'll have like the best experience we could possibly give you for your avatar. If you just have like a normal video card, then that's also good because we can like we can give you guys access to different qualities, let's say, of the assets. So you will be able to use the asset anyways. Okay. So if you think about, if you translate that questions, like for example to the game specifically, we can also make. I mean, we will eventually implement different qualities like you'll see in other games. Like, so you will be able to play the game in a no so high end PC. The idea is to make this available for anyone to play, so everyone can take advantage of it. I repeat what I asked. Did you have any talks about the connection with a large platform such as Steam, Epic, etc.? If the project is successful, the project will be successful. I don't know about connections. I know the guy that handled the connections between like with Epic and stuff. But yeah, we received an Epic mega grant that was used to launch of this technology and of the development of the project. So we already have some contact with Epic. As you know, too many projects have sprung, and many of them cannot be successful because their teams cannot manage the process well. Considering this, do you think that you can manage the process and make the project better day by day? Absolutely. I mean, I won't talk badly about other projects because that's not the idea. But what I can tell you about our company, like Collider Craftworks, is that we are a company actually, and we are like 90 people plus, from devs to artists to management to production to everything. So in that sense, we have been successful already in the past producing this kind of stuff. It's not like we are new to the game. It's not like we are a bunch of people that randomly joined, like from one place in the world and another place in the world. Yes, Fritz is in Uruguay. He's not in Argentina, but we work here in an office. Like this is our office. You guys have seen it because Daniel has shown it. We have a new office right around the corner. So it's not like we are new to this. We already know how to do these kind of things. It takes time, yes. And let's be honest, if people tell you that building a AAA game is possible in less than a year, then be suspicious. It's not easy to make a AAA games, and we know it because we've worked in AAA games. So be suspicious if somebody tells you like, "Oh, I'll give you the best AAA game experience that you will have in like 9 months." No, not possible. It's like really not possible. It's really hard to make a game in AAA quality, and that's what we are aiming for.
Probably sus-ish. Okay, last question.
Last question. I'm getting crazy notifications from another chat. Great. Do you plan to reinforce your team because your Roma looks quite ambitious? Do you plan to reinforce like growing our team? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We started like 80 when the Discord launched last December, and we are 90 plus. I think we are almost 100 like right now. So yeah, the team is growing. What is the name of the computer program you're using and what is the cost? We are using Unreal Engine. It's free.
Yes.
Is it like Fortnite? Actually, Fortnite was made in Unreal Engine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think any further questions can be made on the chat. I think we can get to the goodies. Because what's an AMA without goodies?
I know.
I mean, do you guys want goodies or don't you want goodies?
And for that, I think we are going to we are going to do something that we did in the Discord. Like we need to build some hype right here in the chat.
Look! Take a look at the chat. They want goodies.
Yeah, but
They want goodies.
You have to be like more intense, like right.
More intense. Okay, yeah. Let's make it. Okay, let's blow it out of the park like I did with that box that I sent it to Narnia, right? What, Chris? And I'm asking you, what would it take for someone to get his hands into our crush dummy? Okay, the chat. If the chat can convince Chris that you need access to that glorious crush dummy, now is your chance. Do you want the crush dummy?
Do you want that?
Do you?
Really?
Oh, they don't want it. No, they actually don't want it.
You want that crush dummy that we were using just before?
And what about some invites?
I will crush my car to get the crush dummy. Please don't.
What about the invites? Do you want the invites?
I think they all want the invites, but yeah, because we have a lot of people from Twitter. We will give out some invites, guys. But yeah, let's please give our little giveaway first. Do you guys really want our crush dummy? That's like the real thing. The model with textures and everything. Do you really, guys? Do you want that? Do you really want that?
I will turn into Crush Dummy for the Crush Dummy. Okay.
So what's
Starting.
yeah. So what's the crush dummy? Yeah, the crush dummy is a model with textures that you guys can play with to make your own thing, like your own animations, your own experiments with Unreal, everything.
So Chris, are you convinced? What do you say?
I think yeah. I will feature crush dummy in 3D NFT gallery.
Okay.
Yes, please crush dummy. Okay, let's do this, guys. There is a crush dummy waiting for you guys to download in one link that we will share right now with you. So the link is crushdummy.cypher.collider.gg. Please share this link and this link only if you want that dummy to be there for the next couple of weeks, because if we start getting noticed like by scammers and whatnot that use this for bad purposes, then we'll have to take it out. Okay, so crushdummy.cypher.collider.gg. Can we share? Can we type that in the chat, guys? So our mod team is sharing the link with you guys.
There it is. There it is.
crushdummy.cypher.collider.gg. What you'll find there is the one file that contains a 3D model, a completely finished 3D model, and some textures to play with that model. Okay, so you guys take the official links. It's not crush dummy, it's crush dummy. .cypher.collider.gg. Okay, so you guys can play with it in any application. You guys can play with it in Unreal Engine. You can just import it like Fritz did in the beginning of the AMA and have fun. Please just share this direct link. Do not share the direct file because people can be scammed. So this is not safe. If you share the file directly here, this is not safe for people, okay? So make sure you are actually visiting the correct link. We have a phishing warning right there, okay?
Oh, they are having the invites now.
Okay, now for the end of this AMA, who wants in our Discord?
Who wants an invite? Come on.
Who wants in our Discord?
Who wants an invite?
Me. Yes.
Me, I do. Sure, I do. Please, me, everyone. Yes, let them in. Yes, okay, whatever.
Buen Lambo, buen baile.
I don't think they want it.
Do you really want invites?
I don't think.
Like you have to convince us, guys. You really have to work for those invites. I want bean date. No, you won't get bean date for me.
Sorry.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. You have some links, some passwords right there for you guys.
Those
go get them.
Come on. Each
go
one of
get
those
them.
is worth how many? 20?
I don't know, but there are many links. I mean, there are many invites right there with those passwords.
Okay, let's go. Everyone,
worth 20. Yeah, worth 20. Okay.
Worth 20. Good. Now get to it.
So how many passwords do we have? It's like we just shared like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 140 invites to our Discord, guys.
Just like that. Wow.
So go get them.
Now, right now. What are you waiting for? Type like the light. Okay. Okay, whatever. I think that was a very good way to close the AMA. But
What do you say? Should we call it quits?
yes, I'm tired of doing voices.
Do you want one last voice? Do you guys want last voice from Fritz?
You
Fritz,
are
Fritz,
killing me. You are a terrible person. I am going to have my revenge for this, and you know it. I am going to have my revenge for this. But
Please, Fritz. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, you can do it.
Enjoy the AMA. You must.
Okay, guys. It was really nice having you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for being here and listening to us. Let us know if you if you want to keep us, if you want us to keep doing these workshops. We'll keep building on this stuff because this is important. Like educating everyone, so you know, like the amount of things, like the crazy amount of things you can do with your avatars is really important. This is not only an NFT. This has a lot of utility right there. So, yeah. Thanks a lot for coming in. Thanks for hearing Pritz's lovely voice, lovely voices, and take care.
take care,
Sure.
everyone.
Should we call it quit? Okay, let's chill out.
Oh, okay, Emma.
Here's our team. Come on, guys, come on.
He gon' throw a tantrum, do some damage. He gon' call up Adam. You know he a savage. We gon' slam it. Hit up Gotham, stamp it with that crack for anthem. Shout out Daniel. He the one that planned it. We gon' run it rampant. Go phone a Bowie. Tell that boy it's loaded. Yeah, the one and only. That's the homie. Put one needle on like a brand new rollie. Al Capone or the whole platoon. Cyphernetic OG. I'm a don. Ask me what I want. Boy, I want.